Imagine for a second sharing this incredible planet of ours with animals so phenomenally rare that even the most seasoned scientists spend literally years searching for just one single glimpse. Well, in today's Explainer, we're going to track down some of the most elusive creatures on Earth, from the remotest jungles to the deepest oceans. These are the absolute rarest animals on our planet, and the stakes for their survival, they really couldn't be higher.
Okay, let's dive right into this. 10. Now, the number 10 represents a pretty terrifying reality for our first animal today because, well, fewer than 10 individuals remain in the wild. But it also frames our whole journey today because we're going to be exploring 10 overarching stories of survival, of resilience, and taking a close look at exactly how these critically endangered species find hope against all odds.
Section 1. The rarest of them all. Let's shift our focus over to the remote northern Gulf of California. Seriously, what happens when an entire species can fit inside a small classroom? That is the shocking reality for the Vaquita. This is a tiny porpoise, it's barely 1.5 meters long, and it's got these striking dark rings around its eyes that kind of make it look like it's wearing a little mask. Now, unlike whales that leap dramatically out of the water, the vaquita is incredibly shy. It rarely surfaces, and this secretive nature makes them notoriously difficult to study, and sadly, critically endangered.
So, why are they disappearing? Well, actually, their biggest threat isn't a natural predator at all. It's the gill nets. These are fishing nets that are hung vertically in the water, and tragically, many of these gentle creatures get accidentally trapped in them. They end up drowning before they can even reach the surface to take a breath. It's heartbreaking. Without stronger protection and some serious, immediate changes to fishing practices, this beautiful marine mammal could literally disappear forever. But recognizing this threat is the absolute first step towards saving them. Moving on to Section 2, Ghosts of the Forest. Leaving the ocean behind for the misty forests of Laos and Vietnam, we find the Saola, which has been beautifully nicknamed the Asian unicorn. And get this, before 1992, this elegant animal with its long, nearly parallel horns was completely unknown to science. No way, right? Very few people have ever actually seen one alive. Today, almost everything we know about their mysterious survival comes from camera traps and footprints left behind in the dense forest. Their secretive nature makes every single sighting an absolutely extraordinary event. Now, the contrast with our next survivor is super fascinating. The Javan Rhinoceros is one of the rarest large mammals on Earth. We are talking about a massive, heavy physical presence, right? Yet, unlike African rhinos, they possess this extreme shyness. They intensely avoid human contact whenever they possibly can. Today, every known wild individual, and sadly there are fewer than 100 remaining, lives inside one single protected national park in Indonesia. Just a tiny handful of researchers have ever had the privilege of seeing one out in the wild. Next up in our forest journey is an absolute athlete. Prowling the snowy forests of eastern Russia is the Amur Leopard. And wow, they are equipped with some incredible survival skills. They have this thick, gorgeous golden coat covered in striking black rosettes just to survive the freezing winters. They can leap more than 6 meters in a single bound, and they can sprint at remarkable speeds, even when they're running through deep snow. Now, while habitat loss and poaching nearly drove this beautiful big cat to the brink of extinction, we actually have some fantastic, hopeful news here. Thanks to dedicated conservation efforts, its population is slowly recovering. They are really bouncing back. Which brings us to Section 3, Survivors of the Sky. Moving our journey from the forest floor way up into the canopy, it is so fascinating to compare these two vastly different birds. On one hand, we have the Kakapo from New Zealand. This is a large, green, totally flightless parrot that wanders the forest floor at night. It's curious, it's friendly, and it can live over 60 years. But its main threat? Well, it's introduced predators, things like cats and stoats. On the flip side, towering above the rainforests, we have the Philippine eagle. This bird is massive. It has a 2-meter wingspan, and it literally hunts monkeys and flying squirrels. Its primary threat isn't predators at all, but rather widespread deforestation that's destroying its nesting sites. So two completely incredible birds facing two completely different challenges. But, hope is actively being manufactured for our ground-walking parrot. Get this, every single kakapo is carefully monitored by conservation teams. Because those introduced predators nearly wiped out the whole species, conservationists stepped in with intense, totally hands-on efforts. The kakapo is now literally one of the most intensely protected birds in the entire world. This direct human intervention is what's giving this incredibly unique creature a real fighting chance at survival. All right, Section 4,
hunted and healing.
Focusing now on species facing immense human pressures, there is a deeply tragic irony here. The pangolin is just an incredible creature, totally covered in these tough, overlapping scales. When it's threatened by a natural predator, its defense mechanism is flawless. It literally just curls into a tight, impenetrable little ball. But sadly, this biological armor doesn't work against humans. Pangolins are the most illegally trafficked mammals in the world, targeted heavily for their meat and scales. But the hope, the healing part of this story, is that conservationists across Asia and Africa are working tirelessly right now as we speak to rescue injured pangolins and successfully return them back to the wild.
Okay, prepare to be amazed by this next survivor. With its feathery gills and that kind of permanent little smile it has, the axolotl is an absolute medical marvel. Through this unbelievable regeneration cycle, this amphibian can literally regenerate lost legs, rebuild spinal tissue, repair sections of its heart, and, wait for it, even restore sections of its own brain. I mean, wow! Scientists are studying them, hoping to unlock secrets for human medicine. However, while millions of them exist in captivity, wild axolotls in the ancient lakes around Mexico City are critically endangered. This is due to pollution, invasive species, and habitat destruction. They hold the secrets to healing, but their wild habitats desperately need our help to heal, too. Now, looking at the canine family, the red wolf sits right in the middle size-wise. It's smaller than a gray wolf, but it's larger than a coyote. These guys once roamed all across the southeastern United States, but today only a super small wild population remains. They are such a vital predator that really helps maintain healthy ecosystems. Thankfully, dedicated breeding programs and habitat restoration have prevented their total extinction. They are holding the line for this incredibly important species. And finally, Section 5, Finding Hope for Tomorrow. Synthesizing all these individual stories into a collective message about our future, we really must remember that when a species disappears, the world loses something that can never be replaced. Every single one of these rare animals tells a story of survival against just overwhelming odds. I mean, some of them survived ice ages and evolved over millions of years. Each animal plays a completely unique and irreplaceable role in its ecosystem, whether it's the red wolf keeping prey populations in check or birds dispersing seeds to maintain the delicate balance of nature. We simply cannot afford to lose them. But hey, here is the genuinely uplifting news and what you should absolutely take away from today's explainer. Conservation actually works. It relies on 4 main pillars: protected habitats, anti-poaching efforts, dedicated breeding programs, and international cooperation. And these aren't just pie-in-the-sky ideas. They are active, ongoing efforts that have already saved several of the species we talked about today from complete extinction. People are actively pulling these incredible creatures back from the brink. Hope isn't just a feeling, right? It's a collaborative action. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative question. Will future generations still have the chance to witness them? The rarest animals on Earth remind us that our planet is filled with wonders totally beyond our imagination, but they also show us just how fragile those wonders truly are. Their survival depends entirely on continued conservation and our public support. So keep exploring, keep learning, and keep protecting the incredible wildlife that makes our planet so unique.